Hi, welcome to Comet Computer Private Limited e-learning program of Azure Public Cloud Training. Myself, Ilan Cherian, Technical Director at Comet Computer Private Limited. In this video, we'll be understanding the virtual machine series. So Azure has many virtual machines in their gallery. So out of that, it is our responsibility is to choose the right virtual machine for our applications requirement. So out of the variety of virtual machine series, so here I have listed some of the virtual machine series. That is A series, which is recommended for entry level and economical virtual machines for dev or test, and BS series is economical burstable virtual machines, and D series is actually for general purpose computing, and DC series provides protection of data in use, and E series is optimized for in-memory hyper-threaded applications, and F series is recommended for compute optimized applications, and the G series is memory and storage optimized virtual machine, and H series is high performance computing virtual machine, and LS series is a storage optimized virtual machine, and M series is memory optimized virtual machine, and MV2 series is the largest memory optimized virtual machine, and N series is GPU enabled virtual machine. And now we'll be discussing in detail about each series of the virtual machine. First, we'll be understanding the A series. So A series virtual machines have CPU performance and memory configuration best suited for entry-level workloads like development and testing. So they are economical and provide a low-cost option to get started with Azure. AV2, that is A series version 2. Standard is the latest generation of A series virtual machine with a similar CPU performance but more RAM per virtual CPU and faster disks. Example use cases include development and testing servers, low traffic web servers, small to medium databases, and servers for POC and code repositories. And BS series or economical virtual machines that provide a low cost option for workloads that typically run at a low to moderate baseline CPU utilization, but sometimes needed to burst to significantly high CPU utilization when the demand rises. Example use cases include development testing servers or low traffic web servers, small databases, microservices, and even for a server for POCs and build servers. And D series servers, D series virtual machines feature fast CPUs and optimal CPU to memory configuration, making them suitable for most production workloads. DV3 virtual machine instance provides hyper-threaded general-purpose virtual machines and are based on 2.3 GHz Intel Xeon E5-2673 V4, that is a Broadwell processor. So they can achieve 3.5 GHz with Intel Turbo Boost Technology 2.0. The DA V4 and DAS V4 Azure Virtual Machine series provides up to 96 virtual CPU and 384 gigabytes of RAM and 2400 gigabits of SSD based temporary storage, and feature AMD's EPYC 7452 processor. And this DS series and DAS series, both virtual machines support Azure Premium SSD hard disk. And example use cases, many enterprise grade applications, relational databases, and in-memory caching and analytics. The latest generation are ideal for application which demand faster CPUs, better local disk performance, or higher memories. And DC series virtual machines are a new family of virtual machines to protect the confidentiality and integrity of your data and code while it is processing in Azure through the use of secure enclaves. This is an additional to the existing built-in encryption capabilities that protect data in Azure when it is at rest and in transit. And these virtual machines are backed by latest generation of Intel Xeon E 2176G 3.7 GHz processor with SGX technology. With Intel Turbo Boost technology, this processor can reach up to 4.7 GHz. And the example use cases include confidential querying in databases, creation of a scalable confidential consortium networks, and secure multi-party machines learning algorithms, that is multi-party machine learning algorithms. So the DC series virtual machines are ideal to build secure enclave-based applications to protect customers' code and data while it is in use. And E-series. So the E-series Azure virtual machines are optimized for heavy in-memory applications such as SAP HANA. So these virtual machines are configured with high memory to core ratios, which makes them well suited for relational database servers with medium to large caches and in-memory analytics. The EV3 series virtual machine ranges from 2 to 64 virtual CPUs and 16 to 432 gigabits of RAM respectively. The EA V4 and EAS V4 Azure Virtual Machine Series feature AMD EPYC 7452 processor and also provide up to 96 virtual CPUs, 672 gigabits of RAM, and 2400 gigabits of SSD based temporary storage. So the ES and EAS virtual machine series both support Azure Premium SSDs. And the example use cases are SAP HANA and SAP S4 HANA application layer and SAP NetWeaver application layer and SQL uh, Hackathon and other large in-memory business critical workloads. And the F-series virtual machines features a high CPU to memory ratio. So they are equipped with 2 GB RAM and 16 GB of local SSD per CPU core and are optimized for compute intensive workloads. So the FSV2 series features 2 GB RAM and 8 GB of local temporary storage SSD per vCPU. The FSV2 series is hyper-threaded and based on the 2.7 GHz Intel Xeon Platinum 8168 processor, that is a Skylake processor, which can achieve clock speed as high as 3.7 GHz with Intel Turbo Boost Technology 2.0. And the example cases include both batch processing, web server analytics, and gaming. And the G series virtual machines. So G series virtual machines feature the Intel Xeon processor E5 V3 family. So two times more memory and four times more SSD storage than the general purpose D series. So G series features up to half terabyte of RAM and 32 CPU cores, that is virtual CPU cores, and provide unparalleled computational performance, memory, and local SSD storage for your most demanding applications. Example use cases include large SQL and NoSQL based databases, ERP, SAP, and data warehousing solutions. And the H series, the HB series virtual machines are optimized for HPC applications driven by memory bandwidth, such as fluid dynamics, explicit finite element analysis, and weather modeling. HPVMs feature 60 AMD EPYC7551 processor cores, 4 GB of RAM per CPU core, no hyperthreading, and up to 4 managed disks. So the AMD EPYC platform provides more than 260 gigabits per second of memory bandwidth. So the HC series virtual machines are optimized for HPC applications driven by intensive computation such as implicit finite elements analysis and the reservoirs simulation and computational chemistry, etc. The HCVM features 44 Intel Xeon Platinum 8168 processor core, 8 GB of RAM per CPU core, no hyperthreading, up to 4 managed disks. The Intel Xeon Platinum platform supports Intel's rich ecosystem of software tools and features all core a clock speed of 3.4 gigahertz for most workloads. The example use cases includes fluid dynamics, finite element analysis, and seismic processing, and reservoir simulation, and risk analysis, and electronic design automation, and rendering, Spark, weather modeling, and quantum simulation, and computational chemistry, and heat transfer simulation, etc. And the LS series, the latest LS V2 series features high throughput, low latency, directly mapped local NVMe storage. So the LS V2 VMs run on the AMD EPYC 7551 processor with an all-core boost of 2.55 GHz up to 3.0 GHz single core boost. The LSV2 series virtual machine offer up to 80 virtual CPUs in a hyper-threaded configuration with 8 gigabits of memory per vCPU and up to 19.2 terabyte, that is 10 into 1.92 TB, available directly to the virtual machine. The LS series virtual machines are storage optimized, so these are ideal for applications require low latency, high throughput, and large local disk storage. So these virtual machines are built on Intel Haswell processor technology, specifically E5 Xeon V3 processor with 4, 8, 16, and 32 core VM sizes. The LS series VM supports up to 6 TB of local SSD and offer unmatched storage I/O performance. The example use cases include NoSQL databases such as Cassandra, MongoDB, Cloudera, and Redis. Data warehousing application and large transactional databases are a great use case as well. And coming to the M series, M series family of Azure virtual machines are memory optimized and ideal for heavy in-memory workloads such as SAP HANA. So the M series offers up to 4 terabyte of RAM on a single virtual machine. In addition, these virtual machines offer a virtual CPU count of up to 128 vCPUs on a single virtual machine to enable high performance parallel processing. The example use cases are SAP HANA, SAP S4 HANA, or SQL Hackathon, and other large in memory business critical workloads requiring massive parallel compute power. And coming to MV2 series, so the Azure MV2 series virtual machines are hyper-threaded and feature Intel Xeon Platinum 8180M 5 gigahertz of processor offering up to 416 virtual CPU on a single VM and offer 3 terabyte, 6 terabyte and 12 terabyte memory configurations. So this is by far the largest memory virtual machine offered on Azure and provide unparalleled computing performance to support large in-memory databases. The example use cases of SAP HANA, SAP S4 HANA, SQL Hackathon, and other large in-memory business critical workloads requiring massive parallel computing power. And coming to N-series, the N series is a family of Azure virtual machine with GPU capabilities. GPUs are ideal for compute and graphic intensive workloads, helping customers to fuel innovation through scenarios like high-end remote visualization, deep learning, and predictive analytics. The N series has three different offerings aimed at a specific workload. So the ANSI series is focused on high performance computing and machine learning workloads. So the latest version is NCS V3, features NVIDIA Tesla V100 GPU. The ND series is focused on training and inference scenarios for deep learning. It uses the NVIDIA Tesla P40 GPUs. So the latest version ND V2 features the NVIDIA Tesla V100 GPUs. And the NV series enables powerful remote visualization workloads and the other graphic intensive application backed by the NVIDIA Tesla M60 GPU. So the NC SV3, NC SV2, NC, and ND VMs offer optional InfiniBand interconnect to enable scale-up performance. The example use cases include simulation, deep learning, graphics rendering, video editing, gaming, and remote visualization. And that's the end of the topic of the VM series. So based on this understanding of the series of virtual machine, so you can choose a right virtual machine for your applications requirements so that you can work efficiently with the performance as well as the cost. And that's all for the video. And in the next video, we'll be understanding about the overview of a storage account. Until then, bye bye.